So here's the new to me car, the little 328i, and here you'll be able to see the problem. Look at that ugliness. And yes, you can kind of see through that and use the display, but this is horrific. So we're swapping the head unit. So this company has a pretty good YouTube video, but they also have a wonderful installation manual. The middle
clip, the I don't know, the protruding clip part is taller than on the other ones.
The kit comes with this adorable pry bar, but I definitely prefer that one. So here's the mounting screws, but obviously you got to get this connector off first and then take the panel off down here so that you can get the bypass connector in and clip that in to the head unit. So now that it's trimmed, sits nice and flush, no more issues there, we'll put that guy in. The connector back here is very tiny, but does not want to come off. So I'm not going to force it, I'm just going to move it aside and keep moving. I got to pull this guy out in order to get to the back of it. That's our control unit. Okay, this is the one we're going after. You sort of lift up on it and it slides out. There she is. Now we're going to add in our piece. Okay, when you're sliding this in, it's a little bit upside down. See, the lever's in the back and the bottom, and it has to really be up for it to slide in so that it's that far in. Then you can click the lever down and it will stay. Lifts up and out. And then you can get to those connectors in the back. There they are. It doesn't want to come right out though, let me tell you that.
All of the wires need to be routed behind the dashboard, so you got to pull off this side panel.
Okay, top and the bottom.
Oh, actually, it's actually got a. It's behind this door strip. You can't really see it too well. Like behind, it's actually molded out behind the door strip. So I'm just gonna pry it open. I'm not gonna actually remove it.
All right, so you got a little loop there. Go ahead.
This is one of those bendy ties.
Since I'm also putting in a rear camera, I have to feed everything through the dash.
So the white connector doesn't go in any more than that. Okay, pull the head unit out a little bit more to give yourself a little more cord.
Before I put all of the pieces back together again, let's install this rear camera. The trunk liner doesn't take too much to remove, but you should probably remove the little handle first off of the emergency release. And actually running the wires along the side up under the gaskets wasn't as bad as it wasn't as bad as you feared. These little rear view cameras that are built into the handle are so cool, and they really drop in very easily.
So the new one is really stiff, but it does work. But it is really stiff.
So I'm going to need to put it up there and then connect it up there. I need to connect the two RCA jacks together. Sure. What's this for? No idea. Who uses it?
To get the big connector in, I'm pushing it down and left. So after pulling out the microphone wire, literally from the connector, which is the little white connector, pulling the ends of the microphone wire out, I can finally bolt this thing back in. Well, yeah, there's no room up here anymore. I mean, it's just a mess and tight. So now we connect the camera here, we connect the other part of the camera to where it says rear camera here. The reason why we had to connect the mic was the mic was terrible audio quality. People were telling me that I sound far away. People were telling me that I sound like I'm underwater, bubbling noises. So all of that led to, okay, take the microphone out, because that's introducing, that cable is introducing a signal, to the system that's unnecessary. And yes, we could just cut it, but it was really best to pull the whole thing from end to end, cut the whole thing out. All right, now I'll put the trim back on. The trim actually goes in nice and easy, just a little push. Now, the very last thing I'm messing with here is this little door, which has bundles of wires to just sort of hide back in there. And it also has these USB dongles, which you actually use for CarPlay and other things. So it's kind of a lame place to have this. And I'm trying to think if there's a better spot where we could pull this out than on the side here. So it's definitely better to route the cables here through the center panel. All I did was Dremel out the hole where the light comes down and shines down. That makes it much nicer to be able to keep your phone right up front. All right, now, just for fun, let's open up this old one.
I've been told these old BMW head units often have this problem of the plastic liner inside the glass delaminating like this. I heard it on YouTube, so it must be true.
Oh, look at that, cracked it. That's what the other guy said happened too, that it cracked. Yeah, I pulled all the screws out. It's very brittle. It's actually, what is it? It's plastic, all right. Some sort of plastic coating. It's definitely a glass, which is why I've cracked it now. The theory was we would try to use the heat gun to see if we could get the glass to come up and off. But clearly the glass is really brittle. Yeah, and it's just some plastic. Defective product, BMW. You guys did a lousy job with that one. Alright, I'm just going to stop. This is just going to make a gigantic mess.